Welcome everyone to Hardcore Wrestling Radio's In the Moment. I am your hardcore host, Rick Head, and I am joined by the classic wrestling manager, Joseph Knight. Joe, we just got watching CM Punk's match against Mickey Gall, and what a shock. I honestly could not believe what I had seen. Your thoughts, Joe?
Well, let me first tell you, I had to say that when I saw the fight, I said it's gonna be Punk all the way. Here first of all, you got a guy named Mickey Gall that sounds like a jobber, a character out of Mike Tyson's Punch Out, and then you see Punk's grand entrance. He soaked it in. He thought he was at WrestleMania, and what did we see, Rick? An upset,
Uh,
an
you know,
incredible upset.
Well, I can't say really an upset to a point because I think you and I both agreed that the reason, that it was going to be a handed fight, they were going to, see the Punk won, because CM Punk is a commodity. No matter where he goes, it's exactly what he is. But to get his ass kicked the way he didn't even get a fucking punch in.
Let's put it like
He
this:
got bitch slapped.
Punk got punked.
To say the least, and he says he's going to be back. He gave the whole speech that it doesn't matter how many times you fall, it's how many times you get back up. And with the look on his face, says it all. He was shocked. He's like, well, I'm really in the game now. This isn't something where I can get pushed, and have an incredible fight, like a wrestling match. So he supposedly has a multi-fight contract with UFC. What do you think the chance of him now heading to WWE? Because he pretty much all the haters made the point.
Well, you know what? I gotta say one thing. For a guy who, you know, is obnoxious and everything like that, at least he took a chance. He went in there. He did something that was totally out of his element. This wasn't, his entrance was pure professional wrestling entrance. The music, him coming in, walking around inside the octagon to the fans. He was the proud peacock. He thought he was at WrestleMania. But once that match started, you could tell he realized this. Oh man, this is not wrestling. This is I'm getting my ass kicked. And
And that's the thing. He did not get a single punch in. He got a couple ones when Gall grabbed his leg, gets him down. He ground and pounded him a couple times. Punt covered up, spun around. It was a ground and pound match. It was a squash match. And I mean, I should not be surprised. Let me just, but because I honestly called it Punk all the way, only for the simple fact that it would be fixed or handed something. And so
I
you,
think you know what in a way, us as wrestling fans look at it as Punk was going to win because they want that's the celebrity boy. Here's this guy that's coming out of WWE. He's just as controversial as Brock Lesnar. He's a loudmouth guy, and we all wanted to get behind him and say, "Wow, okay, he's gonna." And if this was wrestling, of course he would have run and he would have won. He would have walked away. He would have been, "Yeah, I'm ready for the next challenge." No, they. I think to avoid that kind of controversy and to make it legitimate, I think UFC did the right thing and said, "Hey, you're going to fight. No, you are going to fight. This is not choreographed. You are going in there and going to fight. Either you kick the other Mickey's ass, or Mickey's going to kick your ass." And what we saw, not only did Mickey kick his ass, he stomped a mud hole on him and walked him dry.
yeah, and again, I am a CM Punk fan. I'm not even gonna try to deny it. But when he left the WWE, he really left with a bunch of sour grapes. And I was like I said, I would really thought that he was going to win, and people were like, no, he's going to get his ass kicked. He's going to get his ass kicked, and he got his ass kicked. And the big question is, what is in line for CM Punk? I mean, he obviously has a multi-fight deal, so we know we're going to see him again in the Octagon before he even thinks about going to WWE.
You know what? I'm gonna stop you there. He has a multi-fight contract that's probably has a little escape clause.
Like an opt out.
Yeah, like there's an probably a situation where he can just say, "Hey, you know, hell, I got my ass kicked. I'm probably gonna keep getting my ass kicked. Before my name becomes too soiled to go anywhere. I'm gonna probably opt out maybe in a match, or he's gonna go for somebody easier. It's gonna be, and let's face it, it's just like Mickey Gall proved. All the hype and everything, and he didn't believe in the hype. He went in and did what he's supposed to do: go in and fight. His name is going to be all over the place attached to CM Punk. And
Yeah, that
right,
was a career maker for him.
exactly. Now, what's going to happen here is either CM Punk's going to try again and probably get his ass kicked again, or they're going to give him somebody easy and he's going to win that one.
Well, let's be honest. We thought Mickey Gall was a glass Joe of this. It's like, all right, he's had two fights, never done anything before. And here comes CM Punk. And keep in mind, CM Punk is no early bird. He's only been training for 2 years. He claimed he had training, but again, the training was 15 years before he got into wrestling. It was a very young age. This kid's 24 years old, and he's been training. This is what he wanted to do from day one. CM Punk wanted to be a wrestler at a very young age. He eventually went to TNA and ROH and did a lot of indies, and he didn't get discovered, truly discovered, until he walked to WWE. He was, whether he likes it or not, or when he wants to admit it or not, he has the fame because of the WWE.
Exactly. It's you know I gotta say, he tried to do something that was out of his element. And I honestly, I could probably see him take this, maybe opt out a bit, maybe do one more fight a year or two down the road. I can actually start seeing him go and maybe do one or two indie pro shows. And just to get into the wrestling, to keep his name, like, hey, you know what? Yeah, I got my ass kicked, but I'm gonna kick people's ass in the ring. It's I can honestly see him do that just to save face, and maybe you know and maybe see him do one more match, maybe against a Glass Joe next time, just to keep in a hot commodity. But I don't see him going for a long haul. I don't see him doing 3 or 4 matches where there's a 99% chance you're getting your ass kicked.
Well, and again, that I think that hit the nail on the head because if Punk, this kid beat the Shadow Punk. Imagine if somebody in the higher ranks, he'd be just as bad as where he is now. I mean, he look at his face for crying out loud. But you got to wonder. I mean, for so long he did nothing but trash the WWE. He even trashed wrestling for a while. So will WWE did they take him back in open arms and would he even consider
What?
returning?
Let's squash the whole situation with WWE taking not taking him back or anything like that. WWE has proven, if the person is controversial and will draw money, they will gladly shake his hand and bring a person in. They've done it for Brett. They've done it for Bruno. They've done it for everybody who's left the company on with sour grapes. How many times has Honky Tonk Man badmouthed the company and has appeared in Royal Rumble matches or other matches?
I actually haven't seen him. I don't want to get too far into the subject, but I haven't seen him in quite some time. And yes, we do agree what I call the Bret Hart syndrome. He's pissed off. He feels that he was what wrestling was all about, and the second he left, he said not one nice thing.
Right, but
Not saying, hey, they had a great. Hold on, but and he might not go back there just out of spite. Will he go back eventually? Not to wrestle, but I think he'd go back there to, and I've said this more than once, that he would come back mostly to get Hall of Fame. If he comes back to wrestle, maybe on a part time basis, but I wouldn't even bet that.
oh yeah, I can honestly see the guy come back for a part-time status. If they give it to him, that's another thing. But I can honestly see, if you look out, if you look out at what's going on, it obviously he's a commodity. I could see WWE give him a big welcome, and the fans will welcome him back in. There will be the marks that welcome him back in, and honestly, I think you will see CM Punk back in a wrestling ring. So, you know, I honestly could see that happening.
Mm. Well, like I said, well, he's still under UFC contract. And you mentioned him going to the Indies. I'm not sure. I don't know. I mean, if he did, he's going to be paying, asking for big, big money. And while there are marks there, it's just still, but it's he'd still do it. But I don't know. Just I think he got a reality check tonight, one way or another. Regardless. So, you know what? We're going to wrap up this edition of In the Moment. Joe, as always, thank you for coming on the show and being part of the Hardcore Wrestling crew. You got an event yourself coming up. Tell everybody about it.
Well, yeah, CWA is making its return. It's Halloween Horror, Saturday, October 29th, Boonton, New Jersey, and Boonton Elks Lodge. It's going to be a big night for us. We're going to all be there. We're going to have some real surprises. We're going to have some good matches there. Even the hardcore crew is going down there. Rick, you're going to be front and center. So there's going to be probably a live HWR if we can pull it off at the end of the show. Um, Everybody can come down and see it. It's going to be real fun. Again, October 29th, Saturday. It's going to be 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard. Boonton, New Jersey, Boonton Elks Lodge. You can check it out on our website at cwazone.com. You can see the flyer and all the information still being updated. You can follow me on Twitter at JKnightCWA. I've been posting up a couple of things about the show. We're getting ready for it, folks. It's going to be one big night. You can also follow me on Facebook at facebook.com, Joseph Knight Manager. You can follow the CWA at facebook.com groups, J Knight Promotions or JK Promotions. And just follow us on Facebook. We also got a Classic Wrestling Association like page. You can check us out there. Rick, I can't even think of anything more to say, so woo! Except what we can laugh at Dixie Carter.
Yeah.
But we'll leave
Well,
that for another day.
well, guys, there's a chat room above the link, above our logo. We're in the groups section. HWL, we love to say what we want, how we want to say it. There's a lot of chat rooms in the world that just have so many fucking bullshit rules. We don't give a shit. As long as it's about wrestling, say what you want, how the fuck you want to say it. So, for Joseph Knight, I am your hardcore host, Rick Head, saying we'll see you when we see you.